Okay, hi guys, so one last simplifying surds. This time we're just putting in a Pythagoras context. So, we've got a question here, it's asking us to find the length of the missing side, give your answer as a simplified surd. Now the moment I know it's Pythagoras is the fact that we have this right angled triangle and the fact that we haven't got any angle given in either of the other corners and only sides elsewhere. So that's going to help me know it's Pythagoras. And before I begin, I'm going to label my sides of the triangle. So always remember, opposite our right angle, so we've got a right angle here, the opposite side to it, that is always going to be our hypotenuse, which we call C. And then our A and our B doesn't actually matter which way around. I can label it that way, or I can label it that way. Doesn't make a difference. So Pythagoras formula, need to memorize this, is C squared equals A squared plus B squared. So I don't know what C is. C is my x value, so I've got x squared is equal to 2 squared plus 4 squared. And I first solve this like any normal Pythagoras question. At this point, I now need to square root it in order to find x. But now I'm on this last part, this part that's asking me to write it as a simplified surd. That did not highlight well. There we go. So as a simplified surd. So again, writing out my little cheat sheet. And you could have done this at the start as well if you want, but I'm just doing it now. Okay, so I need to simplify that root 20. So again, same as before, I think, right? Well, 20 divided by 2 is going to give me 10. That's not a square number, so that's not going to work. 20 divided by 3, or that's going to give me a decimal, so that's not going to work. I skip 4 because it's one of my square numbers. 20 divided by 5, that gives me 4. That works, so I know I'm going to use that. So I've got 4 times 5, which is root 4, root 5. Ooh, I'm running out of space, which is going to give me 2 root 5 meters at the end. Okay. So next one then, again, same type of question. It says find the length of the missing side. So again, got to label it. So I look first at the side that is opposite my right angle, and I instantly label that as C. And then this can be my A, and this can be my B. So because we know what C is, you've got 2 ways to go about this. First way is that you can either write out your normal Pythagoras formula and then substitute what we know. So we know C is 4. A we've labelled as our x, and B is 2. And then we can use a bit of knowledge of rearranging to help us out. So for some people, they prefer that because it means you have to just memorize one formula and that's it. Or our alternative is when we don't know, when we know the long side and we're looking for a short side, memorize A squared equals C squared, take away B squared. And it is really important that it must have C at the front with that takeaway. That is necessary in order for this to work. And again, our A, that's going to be x squared. Our C squared is 4 squared. Take away our 2 squared. So I'm just going to continue solving it on the one on the right-hand side here. So that's now going to be 16 take away 4, which gives us 12. And then we need to square root it. So in order to be quick, I'm not going to write out my list of square numbers now. I'm kind of used to it. Hopefully you guys are a bit more familiar with your square numbers now. So I think 12 divided by 2 is going to give me 6. Oh, that's not a square number, so that's not going to work. 12 divided by 3 gives me 4. Well, that's a square number. That works. So that's going to be root 4 times 3, which is root 4, root 3. That's my final answer. Square root of 4 is 2. So I've got 2 root 3 centimetres.